Have you heard the new social media advice that apparently you can't post too often anymore? With Meta's new algorithm updates, you can post every day, every 2 hours, and all you're going to see is more reach. But hold on. While that may work for some really large creators on social media, if you are a small brand builder or a solopreneur juggling 20 other things and you don't have a content team at your disposal, this advice might do you more harm than good. In this video, we're going to cover why more posts don't equal more results, where this advice is actually coming from, and what you should focus on instead if you want to build your business online. And don't forget to hang around till the end because I'm going to have a bonus tip that tells you exactly what does matter on social media and how to apply it to your content. If we haven't met yet, my name's Tori, and I help overwhelmed businesses grow online with smarter social media systems and strategies that actually work. Because again, more content does not equal better content. If that seems like something you're into, hit that subscribe button and let's get right into it. First, I just want to say posting frequency is important. I'm not arguing that. In other words, how often you post to social media is important. I don't think anyone would argue that. It's one of the top questions people have about social media. How often should I post? But what started this advice was Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, posted a video recently responding to a question: how often should I post to Instagram? It didn't say for what, right? Like to grow or to get more engagement or to get more business goals. Just how often should I post? And Adam's response was, the more you post, the more people you're likely to reach. Which sounds like the more you post, the more reach you'll get. But if we actually break that down, it's just a really vague way of saying, oh, you should just post more. And here's where I have a little bit of issue with that statement, is you can't really just tell every industry and every type of business that the more they post, the more their audience is going to appreciate it. Also, when it's coming from the head of a social media platform, we have to take it with a grain of salt. They make money based on how much people post to the platform. More posts means there's more content to show, more data to collect, more ad revenue, and ultimately happy shareholders. So while the advice isn't necessarily bad, I would definitely weigh it carefully because it's a little bit self-serving. The other place I'm hearing this advice is from social media experts and pros who I respect. And honestly, what spurred the idea for making this video was I received an email from someone that I follow who knows a lot about social media. They've been in the industry a long time. But the email basically was showing like, oh, people I know that are posting every day, every 2 hours, they're getting these great results. They have this huge following. And, buy my course if you want to see how to do it yourself. So in a way, to me, that means it's a sales message trying to sell you their course and maybe ultimately not the best advice for you specifically or your business. Now, I want to add that I don't think this advice is malicious. I just don't think the recommendation is very neutral. I don't think it's coming from a place of sound business advice. I think they are ultimately trying to also grow their business. So let's get into what the data actually says. I'm a data junkie. I want to see those numbers. When I saw Adam's video, when I received this other email, I want to see the evidence that backs this up. How do I know that this is really what's working in social media right now? How do I know that this isn't just some maybe self-serving advice? And I got to tell you, the numbers don't back it up. In this email I received, they mentioned that there were accounts that had multi-millions of followers who were getting more reach from posting more often. Accounts like that already have a huge following and potentially an entire team of content creators creating really high quality content like a machine, just chugging it out. The algorithms on these social media platforms are going to respond differently to accounts like those versus smaller accounts. The data shows that small accounts, especially those with less than 10,000 followers, posting too often can actually tank engagement. And that's a very bad thing because when you're getting more views, what that's telling you is that the algorithm is testing out your content to see if it pushes it to more people, are they going to engage with it? But how this algorithm actually knows your content is successful is when people engage with it. So if you want your content to continue to be shown to more and more people, you need to focus on that engagement piece, not the view piece. There are several studies to back this up. There's Later, Hootsuite Social Media Lab, Social Media Insider, Dash Social. And in fact, Dash Social's study was just done on over 1 million accounts in 2025. And all of these studies show that accounts that are small to medium size that posted more than 3 times per week had less engagement than accounts that posted 2 to 3 times per week. The bottom line here is that if your audience is not engaging with your posts right away, the algorithm is going to stop showing it. And if you are posting too often, you're creating a smaller and smaller engagement pool, and you're actually going to hurt yourself in the long run. In other words, your content's kind of competing against itself, and the algorithm picks and chooses what it shows, and if it doesn't do well, you might be out of luck. Plus, there is your sanity to think about, and that's what I really care about most, and I hope you care about most. And even Adam in his video said that your posting frequency should not come at the cost of your creativity or your well-being, because if you get burnt out, your content is going to suffer for it. You're going to lose that connection with your audience online, and ultimately, everybody loses. So what should we focus on instead? If the goal isn't to chase views and try and post every single day or every other hour, instead we want to focus on building trust online and deepening connections that ultimately support your business goals. That means we need to build a content foundation that you can really grow from. It means we want to post content that speaks directly to your ideal client or customer, like you're reading their mind for them. We want to set a realistic posting schedule that you can actually stick to. If you can't stick to it when you are sick or busy or on vacation, then you're posting too often. And you need to create content that is true to your voice, supports your offers, and ultimately solves the needs of your audience. No more filler posts, important content that is really going to connect with your audience. But how do you know if you've been posting too much already? Let's do a quick gut check here and see if any of these sound like you. Are you posting and not seeing any engagement? And maybe even seeing your engagement dip from post to post, getting lower and lower as you continue? Or are you recycling ideas, trying to get them to work as long as you possibly can because you can't think of anything else to post about? Do you feel exhausted by social media? Because if you do, your audience might be feeling a little exhausted with your content too. Or are you not seeing the results you want to see from posts, like the actual connections that you would hope to get from social media? If any of that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Like I said, I've been there. I'm sure many of you are there. It could mean you're posting too often. It could also just mean you need a reset, a refresh. Switch up your strategy and try something different. When it comes to how often to actually post, the recommendation, the data-backed recommendation in 2025 for accounts with less than 10,000 followers is 2 to 3 times per week. 2 to 3 times per week is plenty of content to reach your goals. It shows people that you are consistently showing up. It doesn't overwhelm them if they're trying to scroll through to find something on your feeds. And ultimately, it can help you reach your goals. Instead of focusing on your posting quantity, let's focus on your posting quality. What is the goal of each post? What does this do for my audience? Have I left room for them to communicate with me about this or ask questions about this? Do I have a very clear call to action, or am I telling people exactly what to do next, what step they should take next? Because remember, if you've watched any of my videos, people are not using their best brains when they're scrolling social media. We need to make these posts as clear as possible and give them action steps of what we want them to do next. Asking those questions makes sure that your content serves your audience and your business, not the social media algorithms. And if you've been nodding along at all in this video, I have a great next step for you. I have a free video and fillable guide lined up and waiting where I walk you through exactly how to set up a content strategy on social media that will work for you and save you time. It's totally free. You can grab it in the description below or the link above. If you liked this at all, you're going to love that. It's my favorite video to date. Now, I know I promised you a bonus tip, and here it is. We talked a lot in this video about, do views matter? Does engagement matter? Does posting frequency matter? And I hope by the end of this video you now know that what really matters is engagement. But how do we know which content is the highest performing based on engagement? We want to look at engagement markers. So what that means is when a post is liked or saved or commented on or shared, those are all engagement markers. And when you look at your past content, you want to find content that has 2 or more of those engagement markers. Because if someone stopped to engage with your post, it means it had an impact. And that right there is what social media is all about. Having an impact, creating connections, not virality, but building relationships that support your business goals. That's it for today. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so my next video, Simplifying Social Media, is really easy for you to find. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay social.